Good morning, children. Today we will start with your lesson number 3 of history, that is applied history. Previous lessons we studied about historiography in context to European countries and in context to India. Now, here we will study about applied history, that is public history. Applied history is also known as public history. So, children, public history or applied history is a field of study which is concerned with the use of history for the benefit of the people in the contemporary and future times. That means what the use of history for the benefit of the people in the present and in future times. So, why we will use history for the benefit of the people? What is the use of public history? Why public history is important? We will read in this chapter. As you can see in the slide, the first slide is related to what is public history. See, children, public history is otherwise also known as applied history. That means how we are going to apply history in our life, day-to-day life, to solve problem, to solve various issues. Those issues which were there in past also is in present. So public history is an action or approach that allows historical knowledge to reach the public. To reach the public. Many historians spend time conducting research and generating key findings about the past. The purpose of public history is to communicate these results and insights to public at large in meaningful and in inspiring ways. So children, public history, that means because knowledge of history is useful to provide guidance in finding solution to contemporary social issues and incorporate them in social planning. Now you must be thinking that what are those social issues? See, social issues, so many social issues are there. But how we are going to apply and how we are going to solve those issues, that is the main problem. And that is the main important issues. That is the main question. So public history is an action and approach. That means how you are having that approach, and that approach that allows historical knowledge, the knowledge of history, to reach the public, to solve those issues. So public history, the concept of public history, it was it is not new. It was started since 18th and 17th century, when the historians they applied their knowledge of history to solve the problems during that time. Understood? See, public history also helps to overcome misgivings and makes history meaningful in everyday life, connecting people to history. That means common people. See, children, common people, according to common people, whatever they think, that what is the use of history? There is nothing use of history after we finish our 10th and 12th. After we finish our 10th, there is no use of history. But children, this is the misconception. The knowledge of history can be applied to solve the present problem, to solve the present social issues which is related to political, which is related to social, which is related to economical problem of any country, any society. Understood? So public history is an action or approach that allows historical knowledge to reach the public. Now, the following types of organizations are considered public history agencies. So following are the agencies, you can see the slide. History museums, living history museums, archives and libraries, historic parks, landmarks and battlefields, archaeological projects and sites, oral history projects, historical societies. So these are the organizations where public history, knowledge of public history can be applied, or the knowledge of history can be applied. Understood? So these are the sectors where the knowledge of public history can be applied, where the use of public history is there. where the knowledge of public history is there. Understood? Now we'll see next, who are public historians? Public historians are frontline interpreters bringing historical knowledge to a broad public audience beyond the traditional academic classroom. Working in such varied institutions as museums, government agencies, and heritage destination sites, public historians expand on the research skill and content knowledge of traditionally trained historians to incorporate new sources of historical evidence such as oral history and material culture. So, children, public historians, they are the people or they are the agencies, we can say, they are the medium through which the people, the public, the common people, they can have the knowledge in various sectors about various institutions like museums. See, common people, whenever they are going, see, we can take example that whenever we are visiting museum, unless we are having that knowledge about that place, about that museum, we cannot understand those things. So those that knowledge is important about that place, about museum. You can take example of museum, government agencies, heritage destination sites, public historians. Yes, their role is very important. Public historians expand on research skill and content knowledge of traditionally trained historians to incorporate new sources of historical evidence such as oral history and material culture. So, public history is the medium through which the common people can have the knowledge of particular sector or about history, that how it is authentic and how that knowledge can be applied to solve the present social issues. So we can tell example like uh, when Mahatma Gandhi he entered in our country after finishing his law education. That time that about before 100 years. Okay. So when Mahatma Gandhi had entered, that time Britishers they were ruling over our country. So he decided that he will participate or he will create a mass movement for the common people so that common people can have the role, can their role will be highlighted during the freedom struggle. So the concept of mass movement was given by Mahatma Gandhi. Understood? So now that concept of mass movement is still there. Understood?